Welcome back to Daytona Beach, Florida, day 2 of the Purple College Basketball Invitational. Fantastic action right here at the Ocean Center, right off the beach. In our first day of action, 4 first-round games, UIW, Army, Queens at Illinois State, the winners. And so with that, the Cardinals from UIW, based out of San Antonio, advance to today's game where they take on Jacksonville in quarterfinal action of the 2025 Purple CBI, alongside the former Florida Gator, a star up in Gainesville, Jennifer George. I am Hector Ledesma, and with UIW, they're in the road. Black uniforms get introduced. Let's take you through their starting 5. It's the same starting 5 as yesterday. Jalen Anderson's number 1, their point guard, David Bailey, is number 5. Davion, so big to what they do. Jordan Pike, Dylan Heyman, and Marcus Glover, their starting 5.
Well, it's hard to really point anyone out. They had 4 of players and their starters in double figures yesterday, but Jalen Anderson really was one of their highlights, was 17 points yesterday, and he really was able to be a catalyst for the Cardinals. He was able to really get into his sweet spots, that mid-range jumper, being able to get their ball over the defense. He was also able to get it back from behind the arc, applying the defensive pressure, being able to really extend and finish with contact.
Yeah, 17 points, a team-high 6 assists. He played all 40 minutes yesterday, Jennifer. The starting 5 for Jacksonville looks like this: Zach Bell, Jakari Spence, Robert McCray, Kendall Munson, and Donovan Rivers. They are the starting 5 for the Jacksonville Dolphins.
And for the Dolphins, Robert McCray the 5th, and he's getting some looks on the NBA draft board, so looking out for that. But he broke the 1,000 points scored in Jacksonville uniform, a dynamic guard, currently 26th all-time in scoring with 1,085 points. He is someone that's going to be crucial for them to get a victory today.
Yeah, McCray, a junior guard. He goes 6'4", 186. Transfer from Wake Forest, originally from Columbia, South Carolina. While UIW beat Manhattan 92-85 yesterday to get to this game, Jacksonville drawing the bye. And so the Dolphins, their first game here of the 2025 Purple CBI. That also the case later on today for FGCU. They're going to take on Army in our next game. And in our third and final game of the day, it's Cleveland State who drew the bye. They get Queens, who beat Northern Arizona 85-78. Talked about the Army win yesterday. They beat Elon 83-78 was that final tally. And so with that, we are set to go. The Jacksonville Dolphins and the UIW Cardinals set to tip it up here in the quarterfinals of the 2025 Purple College Basketball Invitational. The quarterfinals today, the semifinals tomorrow, and then the championship on Wednesday. Jordan Pike, he's number 7, set to lead the Cardinals out here. We're going to talk about him throughout the broadcast. He was so huge in their win as well. Shane Hireman, the head coach for the Cardinals. This is his second season in San Antonio. Interesting note about Coach Hireman, Jennifer, he was part of the 2008 Tulsa team that won the first ever College Basketball Invitational.
And that's a point of history that he's trying to recreate here in 2025. And a keynote also, too, with this Cardinal team that played yesterday, 2 of their starters with Bailey and Anderson, 40 minutes in the game. So they played the full game. Is that going to be a factor in today's matchup?
They did not come off the court. That's interesting you say that, Jennifer, because I'm thinking these kids can run up and down all day long. 40 minutes isn't going to mean a thing, but oh yeah, you would know better than I do. It does, especially when you go back-to-back like this in a situation where it's competitive basketball going back and forth. Glad to bring you the action right here on Flow Sports. Here we are, Marcus Glover tipping for UIW. He wins the tip, and the Cardinals will get first possession. The aforementioned Jalen Anderson has the ball to start the game. He's watched there by Zach Bell. On the wing, it's Davion Bailey. The screen from Jordan Pike. This way to Glover, top of the key, looking to go to his left. There's Dylan Heyman, a 4-year UIW Cardinal. Over to Jalen Anderson now in the corner as we are off and running with the first possession. First shot goes to Jalen Anderson. Air, but Glover there for the rebound, puts it in off the glass. 2-0 UIW to start.
And you're possibly already seeing some reversements from him playing all those minutes yesterday with the air ball, trying to get his feet back underneath him.
Robert McCray, the 5th, number 13, had the ball. Stolen in the interior. It was taken there from Donovan Rivers. And back comes UIW. There's Bailey. Davion, he's second in the NCAA in threes. He'll take a 2 and settle for it right there. 4-0 UIW early.
And that's good for Bailey to see that ball go into the net. He had a slower start yesterday and looking to get on a faster route today.
Jacksonville 19-13 for the season, 12-6 in conference play. Inside they go. Ball knocked away. Here's Jordan Pike. Big game yesterday, tried to pick up right where he left off. Knocked away, puts in 2 for Pike. He had 23 yesterday, his first bucket of this afternoon.
And he looks like he's doing just that with that defensive transition, able to finish.
Jakari Spence is number 8 for Jacksonville. Bell Jr.'s right here in front of us. He'll let it fly. First points of the afternoon. Welcome to the 2025 Purple CBI Jacksonville.
And Bell averaging 9 points per game. He's one of those players that likes to play above the rim.
Glover inside, back to Anderson. A little bit of a two-man game. Anderson back to Bailey. We talked moments ago about how Bailey's number 2 in the NCAA. With a big game today and a big showing in this tournament, he can pass number 1. We'll get into that throughout the broadcast. Pike.
And I felt like Pike on that possession forced a little bit too much. He had Bailey and I believe Anderson out on the corner that he could have passed through that were wide open for a shot.
Kendall Munson will inbound for Jacksonville. He's number 9, a senior forward from Seattle. Goes 6'8". Spence, the point guard for these Dolphins, out of Towns River, New Jersey. 6 foot, 185. A graduate student. Watched there by Davion Bailey. There's Robert McCray, as Jennifer mentioned, on So Folks NBA draft board. Spence into the lane, elevates over Glover, and it's 6-5 early.
And Spence out of Tom Rivers, New Jersey, came from Monmouth, all A-Sun academic team. He's showing that it's not just about athletics. Get into the classroom as well.
Glover, top of the key, watched by Rivers. Anderson. Bailey will let it fly. His first three-point attempt, no, but he's got 3 free throws coming.
That's a tough foul for Spence. Bailey rises up so high on his jump shots. Hard to clear him when he's trying to close out.
Davion Bailey, as Jennifer mentioned, also like Jalen Anderson, playing all 40 minutes yesterday. 18 points. Hit 4 3-pointers.
You have to think that some of those minutes, not now, but at some point, will play a factor for the Cardinals.
Those his 3rd and 4th points early on here in the afternoon. He's got 1 more coming. With UIW up by 3, 17-20 in the early going of quarterfinal action right here on Flow Sports Purple College Basketball Invitational. Right in front of us, that's Zach Bell. Barnwell, South Carolina native. Corner 3, rims out for the aforementioned Kendall Munson. Pike clears, and here's Anderson.
Munson for them is really more of a down-low presence.
Pike tricked up and then ends the world with the big one-handed dunk over Rivers.
Pike still feeling it from yesterday. Throw it down.
Jordan Pike has hit another level in this 2025 Purple CBI. Here's Donovan Bailey. Davion Bailey, excuse me. Apologies. Bailey between his legs. Step back 3. That one rims out.
That's a shot that he can make and make of the bunches.
Spins, hangs in the air. No, Rivers knocked away by Pike. Here he comes leading the break. UIW doesn't have numbers. Bailey doesn't need them. Pull up 3. Splash.
All the numbers he needs. Bailey streaking down, able to hit the 3. Forcing a JU timeout.
The Dolphins want to talk it over, and with good reason. Early going, UIW coming out, lights out. 14-5, 16:05 remaining. We're back after this. Jordan Pike and the UIW Cardinals sending a message early. We're back from Daytona Beach right after these messages.
I'm Aches.
And I'm Pains.
And we keep you up at night because we're
Aches and Pains.
You think you're sore in the morning because of your age?
You don't hurt because you're old. You hurt because your mattress stinks, which makes our job a lot easier. Oh, that's gonna hurt in the morning.
Purple is proven to help you rise refreshed, which is awful.
For us, it's very good news for you.
Do not go to purple.com.
Do not visit a Purple store.
Well, Jordan Pike for UIW has already put quite the highlight package together just on this game alone. 4 points, including a vicious dunk moments ago in this ball game as his Cardinals out to a 14-5 lead. But yesterday, he had the whole thing going. 23 points, a team-high 11 rebounds, and a big reason the now 18-16 Cardinals were able to get past a good Manhattan squad.
And he just does it in so many different ways. He's able to affect it. He's able to really, as we see there, throwing it down, and we already saw early here action in today's game, but his ability to stretch the defense out, pulling the defenders out, but then also being able to extend and drive past aggressive rim taker and being able to really shake the rim. He's able to really be an impact player for the Cardinals.
He went 9 of 13 from the field. As mentioned, those 11 rebounds a team high to go with 23 points on a night in which the Cardinals had great balance. They got 17 from Anderson, 18 from Bailey. Dylan Heyman led them with 25. 14-5 here. Jacksonville out of the timeout. A miss, but they're going to keep the ball off UIW on the loose ball.
We have no signs of fatigue from the Cardinals so far. If anything, riding the momentum from yesterday's matchup.
Number 16 is Zimi Wolkaji. He's into the ball game. There's McCray turning off back rim. Falls into the hands of Stephon Payne III, who's into the ball game. And Payne, the former UIW Cardinal, scores against his old team.
As I was waiting for us to bring that up. Interesting matchup there, playing against your former team.
Hanging there for a bit. Number 24 now into the ball game. To no avail. 24 is Dylan Heyman for UIW. Normally wears number 2. He's 24 this afternoon. There's Bailey. Watch closely by Zach Bell. Pike top of the key. Anderson. Little weave that UIW will do. Pike looking to work on his former teammate Payne. Up, no. Pike puts it in. The shot clock buzzer went off after the ball hit the rim, and so Pike with 2.
And now the smart play by Pike, and just like that, Dolphins headed right back down into the paint, headed to the free throw line.
Well, Payne, the Jacksonville, Florida native, several of these Dolphins are from that Jacksonville area. Chris Arias also from Jacksonville, as is Anakin Brown, Kent Jackson, and so some local recruiting for the Dolphins and head coach Jordan Mincy. His first free throw. Go ahead, Jennifer.
And for Payne, he's such a dynamic big. He's really able to contribute on both ends, not just offensively. And he is able to wiggle free from defenders. And McCray was able to find him, streaking down the middle.
He goes 6'9", listed as a forward, but one of those players who's 6'9", but he looks taller than that. A long 6'9". Hits both free throws. This is a 16-9 game. Into the ball game for UIW is number 4, Jaden Williams. He's a freshman from Chicago. Goes 6'9". Here's Heyman. Again, wearing number 24 today, not number 2. Shot no, a little bit too strong off the glass. Looking to run is McCray. Down low. Williams off his feet, able to affect the shot. Still Dolphin basketball.
And that was a great job by Williams of just making sure, standing his ground, not having to jump, knowing a smaller guard was coming into the paint. So many times you watch post players just jump and get in foul trouble.
Payne the third working on the smaller Heyman, and I think they're going to get Dillon on the body. And are they going to call a goaltend here? I heard a whistle after the foul.
They're looking into the goaltend. They're going to review. I think it was close. I don't think it was. I'm not sure if it hit the rim or the backboard yet.
Well, this is the first mandatory timeout. It's the media timeout that they hit at the first dead ball after 16:30, 12:30, 8:30, and 4:30 to go in each half. So with that, we're going to step aside as well. We're back with continuing coverage as this play is under review. We're back. Are they under review and they're going to take the timeout where they review?
They're under review. It's not a timeout.
So they're not going to actually assess the timeout.
Correct. Because
they're under review. Okay. Well, we'll keep it right here. And since this does not count as a dead ball, this is not a timeout. So what?
Because what's going to happen is if it's either way, he has to shoot free throws. So they shoot free throws first, and then it would continue
and
play.
And they'll take the timeout.
Yeah. If it's a dead ball after that.
Because from my recollection here in the early going, we only had the one timeout, and it was a timeout that Coach Mincy took.
Correct. We're still
within the window of that first timeout needing to hit.
Correct.
So 2 free throws, no basket. No goaltending is what I'm seeing from the official.
No goaltending, and they will be shooting 2 free throws.
So Payne's going to shoot the 2 back to the line because that basket was no good, officially not a goaltend. Payne missing his 3rd free throw of the game after knocking down 2 just moments ago. Young man who averages 8.3 points, 6.3 rebounds per game, plays 21 minutes per contest. 16-10, UIW with the lead and the ball. Anderson, there's Williams. Watched by Stephon Payne III, who's been very busy since coming off the bench. Heyman, a move, a spin, going on his former teammate, tried to get it over him, but could not. Payne affecting the shot. Jakari Spence the other way. Pull up 3, top of the key, good for Zimi Wokaji.
And Wokaji shoots the most threes on the team. He's going to be able to light it up here. They'll need that to get back into this game.
They're down by just 3 after UIW had opened up a nice little lead to start. Anderson in the lane, looking to go to Heyman in the corner. Knocked out, UIW basketball. I think there's a foul as well. Did they call a foul on that after all?
They
looked up late.
They put it on McCray, which again, credit that to Anderson. His first step is just so quick, getting past defenders, putting McCray on his heels. Now he's headed to the bench.
Into the game for Jacksonville's number 11, Kent Jackson. One of the aforementioned Jacksonville, Florida guys on this Dolphins squad. Glover, Bailey. He'll let it fly. He does there. Foul. A second time in this early going, he's been fouled while taking a 3-point attempt.
And he's one of the best players in this tournament of just being able to rise up above with contact in your face and being able to get that 3-pointer off. As we see here, really there's no space here, but he creates the space and gets the foul called.
Well, welcome to the game, Kent Jackson. He just checked in, having to check Bailey there on the corner, trying to D him up, and Bailey able to kind of finagle his way to the free throw line.
Well, sometimes as a player, when a player just gets in, you feel it, and you go right after them.
Missed the first free throw, did.
Especially Kent Jackson being a freshman.
Now, we talked about how he's number 2 in makes right now in the country with 122, including the one he's hit in this game. Abdi Bashir Jr. from Monmouth has hit 127 three-pointers this season. That's number 1 in the country in NCAA. Well, he's done for the season. So if Bailey can hit 5 more during the course of play this week, Bailey would pass Bashir Jr., number 1 NCAA makes. Again, the mark for Bashir right now is 127. Back rim miss for Chris Arias into the game. Back the other way, it's Bailey. Here's three-pointer number 2. No, not in terms of makes. Just has the 1 so far. Here's Anderson. Looking to reset, gets a screen from Pike. Now inside, goes on Arias. Pull up off the bank.
And that's the best part of Anderson's game, his pull-up and his ability to create space off the dribble.
Wokaji, top of the key. There's Payne the third. Payne looking to buck down the smaller Glover, though that's the matchup. Loose ball. Battle between Glover and Payne. Possession arrow says Jacksonville.
Payne had a good idea to get it to Wokaji, but he did with a bounce pass. Instead, Wokaji had the mismatch with size. He should have put it up and let Wokaji go get it.
Inbound coming from Jakari Spence. Kendall Munson to the lane. Flush with the one hands.
Great execution, great pass by Jackson to Munson.
Knocked away from Anderson. Zach Bell D'ing him up pretty good. Anderson 2 steps in the lane, just lets it go. Found himself in trouble, wanted to draw a foul call. Didn't get it. Here's Spence. Jakari knocked away from him. Inside, here's Bailey. 1-on-4. Davion, a move to the rack, hangs. No. Rebound. Bailey again. Mentis Makas, who's into the ball game for UIW, number 12, he had a shot at it before Bailey came down with it.
And if I was Coach Mincy, I would think to switch off Jackson off of Bailey. We need a different defender on one of the best scorers in the NCAA.
We'll see if he makes that adjustment. Listens to Coach Jennifer George right here on the sideline. We're back after this right here on Flow Sports.
To show why purple is the greatest sleep ever invented, we've hired Humpty Dumpty.
Hey there.
How we doing today?
Oh, I'm just sort of doing what I do, you know, man. My back is killing me. Okay, oh no. No.
Yes! No cracks!
That's because Purple's Gel Flex Grid is soft to cushion Mr. Dump's shoulders, hips, and knees, and firm to instantly align his spine.
Visit purple.com or a store near you.
So would I just invoice you all?
UIW led by head coach Shane Hireman. We mentioned at the top of the broadcast, part of the first ever team to win the College Basketball Invitational 2008. He led Tulsa to that championship. Now, in terms of what he's done since then, previously Central Michigan, his latest stop, an assistant coach there from 2021 to 2023. With DePaul before that as an assistant from 2017 to 2021, and then his coaching career beginning at Lillemure as the head coach 2014 to 2017. He's the native of McHenry, Illinois, and he is here leading the Cardinals his second season with UIW, and so far his team off to a 20-15 start.
And look what he's been able to do, just bringing in that new talent between Davion Bailey, Jalen Anderson, both from Ball State, getting Jordan Pike. I mean, all these are impact players for the program that are really going to shape the rest of his seasons upcoming.
First of 2 shots for Bailey out of the timeout. Davion now with 11 points, scoring more than half of the Cardinals' points. Now, we talked about Coach Hireman being in his second season. Big turnaround from last year in his rookie year as head of the Cardinals. They went 7-23 a year ago, so already a vast improvement. 18-16 this year when you include the win yesterday as Bailey knocks down the second of the 2 free throws. In conference play, UIW plays in the Southland. In conference play, the Cards went 9-11.
Well, I think nowadays there's such a difference with the portal and the NIL. You're able to really turn around a season within 1 year. If you have one good successful transfer portal, then that's it.
Corner here, it's Spence now on the wing. Cross-court pass to McCray, little long, some trouble with it. Munson couldn't keep it inbound, and it goes back to UIW.
Well, on the negative side of that, that's why you're seeing coaches getting let go a lot faster now. Your expectancy from the administration at a program now is you should be turning around the program in 3 years, not instead of the 8 years or a little bit longer that we had before.
Glover looking for Heyman, hands it to him. Dillon falls down. Pike, wing. Jordan always looking to attack. Does so with his right hand, tries to go behind his back. It's taken from him. Here's Munson, open court, Spence. UIW getting back defensively, but an open three-pointer, no, for McCray. Gets it back, goes in the lane, and he tried to flush, but knocked away and fouled. He's got 2 free throws.
He was trying to get on SportsCenter top 10 with that one.
Chance for McCray to get his first points of the game. 0 for 4 from the field so far. That includes 2 from beyond the arc. He's grabbed a couple of rebounds in his 8 minutes of play.
And for a score, this is the best situation for McCray, is to get to the free throw line, see the ball go through the net, and then after that, let it go.
Easily the leading scorer for these Dolphins at right around 16.5 per game, 16.6 per contest. Also grabs 4.9 rebounds per afternoon or night, depending on when the game is. He shoots it at a 33% clip from beyond the arc. Heyman, watched by McCray. Cross-court turnover.
That's one Heyman's going to want back. So far, though, JU, the Dolphins, are leading them in turnovers 5-3.
Chris Arias and Zimi Wokaji back into the contest for Jacksonville. This is McCray handling top of the key. Watched by Jordan Pike. Goes left hand. Nice move, and then followed on the dunk by Kendall Munson.
Munson getting the offensive board, slamming it down.
Well, nice job of McCray to get that off. Took off from the left side of the rim, found himself with the shot on the other side. But though he wasn't able to get it in, Munson said, I got you. And this now a 4-point game. Jacksonville continuing to chip away what was an early UIW lead. Jordan Pike inside 2 steps, draws the contact. He found himself a little bit of trouble, and then you could say maybe bailed out a little bit.
Well, Bell, with the aggressiveness on defense, was working with Anderson very much comparable with size, but then when he got switched on to Pike, that's a little bit of a different monster.
Pike to 23 points yesterday. He's got 6 early on today. 3 of 4 from the field. This will be his first attempt from the charity stripe.
And the last time Pike had scored over 20 points was back in January 11th. And for him to be able to have one of his biggest games on this platform in March shows you that there's more to come for him moving forward for next season.
He likes the lights of Daytona Beach.
And the sun.
And the sun. It's been good to him so far.
A little vitamin D goes a long way, Hector.
He has turned it on since he's been here. Second free throw is good. He's got 7. 30 points total when you combine yesterday's 23 and right around 49 minutes of action here in the College Basketball Invitational, this year sponsored by Purple. Turnover for UIW. Here's Bailey. Davion fouled by Robert McCray.
And that was a tough decision by Bell. There was a lot of hands around McCray. Would have loved to see him swing the ball and then get him through another action.
Back into the game for the Dolphins, Jakari Spence, the graduate student guard, 6 foot from Toms River, New Jersey, transferring in from Robert Morris. Anderson directing traffic to Glover, back to Anderson, the point guard. Team leader in assists. He got 6 of them yesterday. Bailey left-handed dribble. Watched by Zach Bell. Here's Pike, always going. Anderson will let it fly from three-point range. NBA style, doesn't go. Pike, dead on, three-pointer, swish.
Great
What
job.
you'd expect given the way he's going.
Great job by Glover, adding on another possession for Pike to hit that three, and he is feeling it here in Daytona Beach.
Jordan, the second player in this ballgame in double figures. Bailey's got 12, Pike's now got 10. Spence, three-pointer, good with an answer. He's now got 5, and it's back to a 5-point game at 26-21.
And Spence, who leads the team, or second most assists on the JU Dolphins, able to really light it up from behind the arc.
Here's Pike. Has Heyman come around. Pass stolen. On the run, it's Bell. On Anderson, gets it to go. This is a 3-point game now, under 8 to go.
And you knew at some point that the Dolphins were going to settle down into this match and into this game. And they're doing just that, again, getting back into transition, using their defense.
Bailey between his legs. Here's Anderson, goes right, stops. One-handed floater, swish. And a foul away from the ball, the officials indicating this will count.
Looks like the foul might be on Spence.
Will Flowers, Dan Basile, Jim Gugas, our officiating crew in today's first day of the quarterfinals. Break in the action, UIW on top of Jacksonville 28-23. We're back with continuing coverage on Flow Sports 2025 Purple CBI.
I'm Aches.
And I'm Pain.
And we keep you up at night because we're
Aches and Pains.
You think you're sore in the morning because of your age?
You don't hurt because you're old. You hurt because your mattress stinks, which makes our job a lot easier. Oh, that's gonna hurt in the morning.
Purple is proven to help you rise refreshed, which is awful.
For us, it's very good news for you.
Do not go to purple.com.
Do not visit a Purple store.
I'm...
Jordan Mincy in his 4th season as a head coach over at Jacksonville. Now, in his first year with the Dolphins, Mincy winning the 2022 Joe B. Hall Award, which goes to the top first-year coach in Division I college basketball. So 4 years ago, Mincy capturing that Joe B. Hall Award, and since then, doing some good work with these Jacksonville Dolphins, an overall record of 35-35 in conference play, a winning record overall, 69-56 since taking the helms of the Dolphins.
And Jordan Mincy really has done a great job in his 4th season. Really, 12-6 in conference play, like you said, and then really also being able to recruit players from Jacksonville. I think we talk about it a lot with these coaches and being able to recruit in their backyard.
I'm going to talk to our producer, Cole Pavelio, here for a second. Cole, I did not hear what you were trying to relay just a moment ago. Do you mind repeating that? Now, for the Dolphins, Kendall Munson has been pretty big for them as we get back on the court. Munson, so far, you look at what's been able to do in this ball game. He's got 4 points. He's 2 of 3 from the field, played 8 minutes. Now, he's also grabbed a rebound, but on the bench right now with the one personal foul, but a guy, Jennifer, that you know he's going to have to be big if Jacksonville is to have success in this ball game.
Yeah, and he's done a great job formerly at Portland State, but his presence down low, and you've already seen it with his putbacks and his ability to affect defense for the Cardinals.
Well, Pike misses the front end of a one-on-one as UIW is now in the bonus. So this still a 5-point game. That's Chris Arias. Knocked away. Marcus Glover in transition. A little bit of a 2-on-2. Spence poked it away. Kent Jackson had him momentarily. Back to Spence. Here's Jakari. Inside. Alley-oop. No. Fed Stephon Payne. Payne the third, though, could not finish. Davion Bailey the other way.
And if that pass is a little bit closer to the rim, he would be able to slam it down, but one that Payne will want back.
Bailey into the lane, and then a nice dish to Glover. That's Marcus's second field goal of the afternoon. He's hit both that he's taken. And it's a 30-23 lead for UIW.
Glover continues to be the cleanup here in the paint for the Cardinals.
Inside Payne turns, hook good. A clear height advantage inside. Right now, the tallest Cardinal on the court is Glover, who goes 6'8". Payne, as mentioned, a long 6'9". They list him at 6'9". He looks a lot taller than that, especially when he stands next to Glover. So I think the measurements are lying somewhere. Either way, here's Jacksonville the other way. Diving effort for Kent Jackson, couldn't quite get to it. Ball back to UIW.
And Jackson laying it all out there, diving.
Now, maybe fitting that we're so close to the ocean here. Look at this. Make a good dive into the swimming pool at that one of the hotels across the street from here. Good form. Speaking of good form, Davion Belly, number 2 in the NCAA, and 3-pointers made, and that's why. His second of the afternoon, Davion inching ever closer to number 1.
And that matchup between Bailey and Jackson, you got to put your money on Bailey every single time.
Tough pass. Arias had to stretch down the baseline. He was able to save it in, and then because of that, the ball eventually goes off UIW, so the Dolphins retain possession. Jackson heading to the bench as Zach Bell re-enters. Robert McCray will inbound. UIW an 8-point lead. Since the early going, they've been pretty much in control. There have been moments where Jacksonville has gotten it down to about a 3-point game, but it's lived in that 5 to 8 point cushion for most of this first half.
And that's similar to what we've seen yesterday from the Cardinals as they get into the paint. Payne working down, had Pike on him on the mismatch.
The foul before the shot. Into the game now for Jacksonville is Tito Dang.
And Dang, post-to-post action, finding Payne. And able to get the foul called on Pike, who has been hurting them. And again, the refs are having to speak to Dang and Pike out of the baseline, out of bounds. A little bit too much of physical activity going pre-whistle.
Dang is 6'7", from the South Sudan. Inside the paint, again fouled before the shot.
Another foul on Pike. Now that is going to come in at some point and play a factor.
Well, that's 3 on Pike, and he's headed to the bench. Here comes Glover. Also into the game, Ryan Van Eck, a 6'6" guard from the Netherlands. He wears number 0 for UIW. Dang from the corner. No.
Interesting shot for Dang after losing it and bobbling it.
Jaden Williams the board for UIW. Here's Bailey looking for a second straight 3. Short. Bailey gets his own rebounds. Anderson here on the right wing. Move, left hand. Anderson Williams tried to put it back with a dunk. Couldn't convert. Instead, it's Bell. Zach to Stephon Payne III. Payne hounded. It's knocked away by Bailey, and Davion coming crashing toward us. He's okay. Able to take a seat, a little bit of a breather here on the table.
Hector, I was not okay with your reaction time on saving me. Just going to put that out there for
I knew
the
that
viewers.
he was a ways away from you. I knew you were not in danger on that
For
one.
anybody watching, he didn't even flinch.
He was it's because Davion's a good enough athlete to avoid being able to run into somebody when he's got that much room in front of him, and Davion a good couple of feet away from Jennifer. But she's all good. Happy to report that Jennifer is fine. Anderson, baseline on the left, over Dang with the left hand. And Jordan Mincy wants another timeout. This is a Jacksonville issued TO here. First double-digit lead of the afternoon for the Cardinals, 35-25, 4:34 remaining in the first half. The purple CBI continues right here on Flo Sports. Flo Sports continuing coverage of the 2025 CBI. Jacksonville and UIW doing battle in the first quarterfinal game of the tournament. Davion Bailey with the steal for the Cardinals. His squad up by 10 here at 35-25. Bailey has it back after Anderson brought it up the court. Loses it. Taken by McCray. Chance to run for the Dolphins. That UIW defense did a nice job of getting back in transition. Strong move in the lane by Kendall Munson. And he draws the foul.
And you can tell the Dolphins are trying to push the tempo and increase their defense.
As we go to break, I want to tell you that the ultimate college fan experience is now here. Head to FloCollege.com to watch more than 12,000 college sporting events from 12 different conferences, all in one place. Again, FloCollege.com, 12,000 college sporting events from 12 different conferences. We're back on Flo Sports after this. Your favorite races, games, and events are even better on the big screen. Select your favorite teams, tracks, series, and more to easily access the content you're looking for every time you open our beautifully redesigned TV app. Download the Flo Sports TV app today, available on all major app stores. You know, Flo does such a fantastic job of bringing you all different sports at all different levels all throughout the country. And this weekend and into today, bringing you the first 2 days of the 2025 Purple College Basketball Invitational. It's a field that started with 11 players. And among those 11 is UIW, who got a good 83-78, 92-85 win against Manhattan yesterday. But Jennifer, already a fantastic play for Davion Bailey, who early on in this ball game has 15 points, 15 of UIW's 35.
And he's really been able to heat up from behind the arc. But he, again, is someone that is a huge scorer for the Cardinals. They know what he could do. Yesterday was Pike's day. Today, because of Pike being in foul trouble, they will be relying a little bit more on Bailey and Anderson, who we spoke about earlier in the game. They played the full game yesterday. Doesn't seem like they're getting tired anytime soon.
And as mentioned a couple of times, he came into this tournament 10 threes away from catching number 1 in the country in the NCAA for three-point makes. He hit 4 yesterday. He's hit 2 today. So he's 4 away from catching from Monmouth Abdi Bashir Jr. So 4 more and he becomes the number 1 three-point shooter this season in college basketball. His teammate Anderson looking for him. Instead, Anderson goes into the lane, turns, goes the other way off the pivot, and hits.
And the big three for Cardinals are just so deadly in their ability to score in different ways.
And now this, the biggest lead of the game for UIW. It's 11. Rivers back into the ball game, hands to Jakari Spence. Good feed down low, and Zach Bell knows exactly what to do with it.
And that was a great cut by Bell, able to finish.
37-28. Nearing the 3-minute mark here of the first half. First of 3 quarterfinal games today. 2 semifinal games tomorrow, the championship game on Wednesday here in the purple CBI. Ryan Van Eck driving his first bucket of the afternoon.
And Dolphins staying in that zone, really lending themselves for the Cardinals, and Spence able to get around the trees and finish with the up and under.
Finishing in a crowd. Back to a 9-point game. These two trading buckets. Coach Shane Hireman wants to talk. Here on Flow Sports, proud to bring you so many different sporting events, including so many things happening at the collegiate level. Your college sports have a home on Flow College. Watch more than 12,000 college sporting events from 100 schools and 12 different conferences only on Flow College. So head to flowcollege.com today to see everything now. So again, flowcollege.com, that's where you want to start. And you'll have access to 12,000 college sporting events from 100 schools, 12 different conferences, and several of them represented here in this ball game. The Atlantic Sun, Jacksonville, and the Southland, UIW, duking out in this ball game. Van Eck, Bailey. Here's Anderson. Top of the key, that's Makas. Anderson in trouble, knocked away, but that's still UIW basketball.
Yeah, so far the Dolphins and their trapping defense is really disrupting the Cardinals.
Davion Bailey and Jalen Anderson, both transfers from Ball State for UIW, both been huge this season. Both in their first year with the Cardinals. Van Eck will let it fly on the step back, had to. Shot clock was winding down. McCray, between his legs a couple of times, goes on Van Eck. Out to Munson, into the lane. Van Eck knocks it away. Here comes Jalen Anderson. Van Eck running with him. Anderson takes it, fouled. Takes a hard spill to the floor. Pops right back up, and he's got free throws coming.
Credit Van Eck for that transition offense for Anderson. Able to put his hand in the cookie jar. Positive things came out of it.
Anderson's first free throw is good. Jalen. He's now on the double figures with 11. One of 3 Cardinals in double digits. Bailey's leading all scorers with 15. Jordan Pike's got 10. Second free throw short. Dolphins basketball.
And so far with Pike out the game, they've still been able, and Heyman, been able to increase their lead against the Dolphins.
Pike on the bench with 3 fouls here in this first half. Payne. Arias coming around, doesn't get it. Wokaji does. Now it's McCray. McCray stops and elevates and showing you why he is on some NBA teams' draft boards. Leading scorer for the Dolphins. He's got 3 in this one.
Again, he will need to increase his productivity for the Dolphins to continue getting back into this game.
Swing, Bailey, you don't want to leave him open yet. He got a good look, misses. Spence, Jakari, 2-on-2, past Anderson, loses it. And no one poked it away. UIW basketball.
And that's great defense by Anderson, slapping the ball against his thigh. And it heads back for the Cardinals.
Dylan Heyman in for Mintus Makas. Heyman leading the Cardinals in scoring yesterday at 25. He is one of the big 3 that Jennifer's mentioned throughout this broadcast, along with Davion Bailey and Jalen Anderson. Today, though, Bailey leading the way with 15. Heyman has yet to get on the board. Here's Bailey with another. Back rim. McCray the other way. Puts his shoulder into Van Eck, and they're going to call Ryan for the foul.
And it's so hard to stop McCray once he gets downhill like that. He's almost unstoppable.
Third team All-Atlantic Sun Conference last season. First team All-Conference this year. A tournament record 91 points scored in last year's conference postseason tournament. Broke the 1,000 career point marker for his Jacksonville career. So McCray the credentials to go along with that talent that pro scouts have been eyeing. Misses on the free throw, 40 to 32, our score, as we go under 30 seconds now here to go in the first half. Anderson left wing, there's Heyman. As mentioned, looking to get on the scoreboard. Top scorers, one of them for UIW. Floats, nope, but knocked out of bounds by the Dolphins.
And again, 3 seconds remaining now. You want to get a good shot for the Cardinals going into halftime.
In that win against Manhattan yesterday, UIW had some great success off of inbounds from underneath their own basket. Quick shot by Heyman is short. And again, out of bounds on Jacksonville. So UIW will get another opportunity.
Just to see if they reset the oh, there's no shot clock, 16 seconds. They get the full 16 seconds now. So really all they have to do is get the ball back inbounds, get it to Jalen Anderson and set up a play, but unable to do that.
Spence knocks it away, but steps out of bounds. Boy, Jakari had a clear path in front of him. But from that angle, that was tough. I mean, by the time he knocked it out of bounds and where the ball was, it was awfully difficult to get that ball back into play. So 14 seconds to go. The shot clock is turned off. UIW can take this entire possession. Davion Bailey, the 6'4" guard out of Indianapolis, inside whistle before the shot, but UIW is in the bonus. So Bailey's got a 1-and-1 coming.
Now, I'm not necessarily sure what the argument from McCray is. He is holding him. Once he got into the body, you could see from our angle that he wrapped his arm. Wrapped his arm around his body.
Well, potentially maybe McCray practicing for that skill that every NBA player has where they never commit a foul.
That is true. It is a good skill to have. You got to be able to talk to the refs, make your argument.
Every whistle on you is met with exasperation. Me? What? No way. There's no way I ever foul. Bailey misses on the front end of a one-on-one. Ball's loose. Marcus Glover fighting for it for UIW.
Yeah, it was off of Glover's foot. He knew it. With only 1.2 seconds, though, for the Dolphins, see what kind of shot they get.
Jacksonville's going to have to hurry. Jakari Spence, the inbounder. Wokaji lets it fly. Short. 20 minutes in the books. A fine first half for UIW off the heels of a victory versus Manhattan in yesterday's first round. They lead Jacksonville, who drew the bye in round number 1, 40-32. Halftime is next, during which we'll bring you stats, highlights, and analysis. We're back after this on Flow Sports. Tuffy, backdoor, scores! Oh, ho, ho.
To show why purple is the greatest sleep ever invented, we've hired Humpty Dumpty.
Hey there.
How we doing today?
Oh, I'm just sort of doing what I do, you know, man. My back is killing me. Okay, oh no. No.
Yes! No cracks!
That's because Purple's Gel Flex Grid is soft to cushion Mr. Dump's shoulders, hips, and knees, and firm to instantly align his spine.
Visit purple.com or a store near you.
So would I just invoice you all?
To show
I'm Aches.
And I'm Pains.
And we keep you up at night because we're
Aches and Pains.
You think you're sore in the morning because of your age?
You don't hurt because you're old. You hurt because your mattress stinks, which makes our job a lot easier. Oh, that's gonna hurt in the morning.
Purple is proven to help you rise refreshed, which is awful.
For us, it's very good news for you.
Do not go to purple.com.
Do not visit a Purple store.
Game 1 of Day 2 of the 2025 Purple College Basketball Invitational featuring UIW and Jacksonville. We're at halftime. And though the Cardinals have an 8-point lead, you look at the numbers, Jennifer George, it's interesting because the Dolphins are out shooting the Cards, not by much, but they are out shooting them 48% to 45. 3-point field goal wise, Jacksonville shooting a better percentage. Now, they've taken less, but it's not like they've taken a tremendously amount less. UIW has taken 11 compared to the Dolphins 8, yet both have hit 3. Free throws, UIW doing a much better job of getting to the free throw line, 9 of 14 compared to 5 of 9. Turnovers, that's been an Achilles heel for the Dolphins. They've turned it over 10 times in the first 20 minutes compared to 6 for UIW. Rebounds, 18 to 17, and some general thoughts here on that first half and when we talk numbers.
Well, it's not just about the turnovers because there is a discrepancy there, but the Cardinals have scored 12 points off of the 10 turnovers. So it's not just them turning over, but Cardinals have been able to capitalize on it. So I think if they're looking to adjust anything in the halftime, it's really being able to take care of the basketball. Unforced errors for the Dolphins will be able to get them back into this game and chicken. Only 8 points. That's not that many points, especially with the high scoring with McCray. McCray only has 3 points. Their leading scorer isn't really been able to go off yet. So I think there's an opportunity there for them to turn it around.
So on the other side of the break, highlights and some clips that have kind of told the story of this first half. We're back after this right here on Flow Sports, continuing action of the Purple CBI. Well, UIW forcing 10 turnovers defensively. Offensively, they're playing well, but it's that defensive side of the ball, Jennifer George, in which they're really affecting this game, really forcing Jacksonville into some situations the Dolphins aren't really comfortable in, and it showed in these first 20 minutes.
It also helps when you got heady players like Anderson and Pike really not afraid to get into the mix. And we're seeing it on both sides. I mean, you have Bailey really using his length against the Dolphins. Anderson getting into the mix as well. But it's just those heady plays, slapping the ball off of the thigh, going out of bounds. And then now when we switch over to impact players, one of the best to do it so far for them has been Bell.
Yes, Jakari
Spence.
Yeah. No, you're right. For Jacksonville, he's been a spark plug for them. 7 points, one of 3 guys who have 7 points, leading the way for the Dolphins, along with Stephon Page and Mr. Bell, the aforementioned Zach Bell. All 3 of them leading the way with 7, and then right behind them, Munson has 5. A balanced scoring attack for Jacksonville. The problem is they're down by 8 to UIW. And it's an Incarnate Word team that's really right now playing some of its best basketball of the season. In the Southland Conference, they secured their first ever win in conference tournament play. So they had that kind of momentum coming into this tournament. And then to start off the Purple CBI, they beat Manhattan yesterday 92-85. So looking to keep that postseason success going. We'll see what happens in these second 20 minutes. UIW and Jacksonville. We're back after this with that right here on Flow Sports.
I'm Aches.
And I'm Pains.
And we keep you up at night because we're
Aches and Pains.
You think you're sore in the morning because of your age?
You don't hurt because you're old. You hurt because your mattress stinks, which makes our job a lot easier. Oh, that's gonna hurt in the morning.
Purple is proven to help you rise refreshed, which is awful.
For us, it's very good news for you.
Do not go to purple.com.
Do not visit a Purple store.
Backdoor scores! Oh, ho, ho.
To show why purple is the greatest sleep ever invented, we've hired Humpty Dumpty.
Hey there.
How we doing today?
Oh, I'm just sort of doing what I do, you know, man. My back is killing me. Okay. Oh no. No.
Yes! No cracks!
That's because Purple's Gel Flex Grid is soft to cushion Mr. Dump's shoulders, hips, and knees, and firm to instantly align his spine.
Visit purple.com or a store near you.
So would I just invoice you all?
To show...
I couldn't do that. Second half action about to get underway. Shane Hireman's UIW Cardinals a 40-32 lead on Jacksonville here in quarterfinal action of the 2025 Purple College Basketball Invitational right here on Flow Sports. Jennifer George alongside Hector Ledesma, and the Cardinals looking to continue what's been a fantastic run in this Purple CBI thus far. Knocked off Manhattan yesterday to get here. Jacksonville drawing a bye. It's UIW, though, who built an 8-point lead following those first 20 minutes. Their leading scorer yesterday, Dylan Heyman, gets his first 2 of this afternoon.
And a simple dribble action for Heyman, and he's able to really find the glass and get the rebound as well. Looking to start the break for the Cardinals.
Notched 25 in that aforementioned 92-85 victory versus the Jaspers in round 1. Jalen Anderson top of the key. Jordan Pike playing with 3 fouls. He's number 7. Spinning. Good move with that pivot, but turns it over. Zach Bell the other way. Spence inside. Muscling up and almost in is Kendall Munson, but Kendall, the 6'8 senior forward from Seattle, is headed to the free throw line.
And Munson just doing a good job of being a force in the paint for the Dolphins.
Mentioned Pike playing with the 3 fouls. He's got 10 points, so that big for these Cardinals. Davion Bailey's leading all scorers with 15. Jalen Anderson has 11. First free throw for Munson hits the back of the rim.
And very much good news for the Cardinals having Pike back. And on that last possession, Pike was looking to pass. Glover was thinking that Pike was going to score.
Munson hits the second of the 2 free throws. He's now got 6. Very balanced scoring for these Dolphins. Bell's got 7. Spence has got 7. Payne's got 7. Muncy's got 6.
The only problem is on the other side, the big 3 have done just that. 11 with Anderson, 15 and 10 between Bailey and Pike.
And you get the sense Dylan Heyman, based on that bucket and what he's done in the past, is here he is again, is just moments away from getting his offensive game going. That's Robert McCray. Nice leave and a better finish for Kendall Munson.
And if they can get more buckets like that, easy buckets in transition, getting inside to the paint, then that would be a good way for the Dolphins to get back into this game.
Robert McCray, number 13 for Jacksonville in white, a young man who is the subject of some NBA chatter, potentially on a couple of teams' draft boards. Heyman pulls up, looking to get his game going early. 3 early shots in the second half, only barely played 2 minutes. That one doesn't fall. Munson, top of the key. Foul off the ball. They're going to get UIW.
And Glover got caught with a reach inside, trying to defend.
That's Glover's second. Heyman's also got 2. We mentioned Pike's 3. For Jacksonville, McCray's got 3 personal fouls as well.
And Credit Rivers posting up hard, now has a mismatch with Heyman, and they find him.
Knocked away, Glover doing a nice job there of poking it away from Rivers. Here's Anderson on the run in the lane, 2 steps. Nice way of using his body to shield and gets the bucket.
And he's just so fast and getting back. And we see it again here, poking it away from Rivers.
Team leader in steals, leaves for Bailey, a dribble, then the fire, and the make. Davion Bailey with his 3rd three-pointer of the afternoon, a game-high 18, and the lead up to 12 for UIW, biggest of the afternoon.
And the backcourt duo of Anderson and Bailey linking up again.
Spence. Bailey knocking it away. He's got Jordan Pike ahead. Doesn't have many more. Spence, a pull-up 3 for Bailey, short. Pike on the other end tried to board, couldn't. Spence comes out with it. Bailey tried to get the steal, no, but an easy lay-in for Kendall Munson.
Now you can live with that decision by Bailey with the pull-up 3 in transition because he does it all the time and he's able to hit it. But in that situation, it's tough because then it obviously leads to a transition for the Dolphins.
Bailey, 3 three-pointers today officially. He's 3 of 9 from beyond the arc, 4 of 11 from the field. High volume shooter. Hockey line style change coming in for Jacksonville. 4 new players. Stephon Payne, the third, onto the court. Chris Arias onto the court. Kent Jackson, who wears number 11, onto the court. Zach Bell, the only player who stays.
And this is a tough one for the Dolphins. Their leader, McCray, with 4 fouls heading to the bench.
McCray, that a biggie. He's picked up his 4th. Number 16 now on the court for Jacksonville in white is Zimi Wokaji. Jalen Anderson has the ball. Working on Jackson. Pull up for Anderson, foul. He'll go to the line for 2. And Kent Jackson reached as Anderson went up. Well, you hit it, Jennifer. That is huge. McCray going to the bench with 4 fouls. There's still 16:23 remaining in this ball game, and Jacksonville's down by now 11. Make it 10. Missed the first free throw.
But good news, though, that Payne is back in the game, and he's been big for them in the first half, and they'll need some of his offensive presence in the paint. Looks like there's another foul on the Dolphins.
But the Cardinals getting after it on the miss, and because of that, drawing a foul on Jacksonville. Jalen Anderson, 17 points yesterday. He averages 14.7 on the season. Also their leader in assists at 5.1. Here he goes in the lane. Gets it to go over Wokaji.
And that was a great job by Anderson, just smart to go after Wokaji because he just got a foul in the play before.
Jackson from the corner lets it fly, no. Top of the key, it's Arias. Chris, the 6'6" guard from Jacksonville. Part of the heavy Jayville influence on this team. Jackson would just let it go, and Kent hits that one.
And the freshman, Jackson, hitting way behind the arc. A much-needed bucket for the Dolphins.
Another one of the Jacksonville players from Jacksonville itself. Anderson using the screen to get around Jackson. Heyman, corner, money.
Hitting everyone's hand on that play. Anderson to Bailey, Bailey to Heyman. Heyman able to finish.
And while Jacksonville's picked it up, UIW hasn't let up. You look up at the score, and though the Dolphins have had a couple of offensive possessions that have ended with buckets, the lead is still 12 for the Cardinals. First break in the action, we're going to take it with them. UIW, good start to a second half after they led the first half by 8. The lead is 12 again. We're back after this College Basketball Invitational sponsored by Purple. .21 remain in the second half of a ball game between the University of the Incarnate Word out of San Antonio, UIW, and Jacksonville from right up the road, right here in Daytona Beach, as the Purple College Basketball Invitational continues. UIW a 52-40 lead on the Dolphins. Inside, Payne for Jacksonville gets 2 right away.
They're going to need a lot more of that with Payne if they want to continue chipping away at this deficit.
Davion Bailey's number 5, Jordan Pike's number 7 for UIW here in black. Inside, Pike, give him his first 2 of the second half. Got 12 for the game. Had to exit the first half with 3 fouls. And again, UIW matching everything Jacksonville does offensively.
And the Cardinals continue to be disruptive on the defensive end.
Here's Arias. He's number 1 for Jacksonville. Kent Jackson's number 11 gave it to him. Kent, a freshman, just hitting a 3-pointer moments ago. Arias will try his luck from downtown. Doesn't get it to fall. Battle underneath for the board. Payne among 4 different Cardinals. Glover, Bailey, Anderson, and Heyman all down there. And it goes out of bounds to Jacksonville. Back into the game, 2 of their starters. Kendall Munson. And it looks like Jakari Spence is back on the court as well. He is. He's inbounding.
I like the duo of Munson and Payne, I should say.
Well, there's Spence misfiring from the corner, and now UIW with a chance at its biggest lead. They've hit 12 separate times. Anderson pops and hits, and it's 14 with a chance to make it 15 from the foul line.
When Anderson is able to get into his spot, there is not many people that could stop him. His ability to create space with the dribble and rise up, get into his 15-footer shooter's pocket is what they call it. He's able to finish.
Anderson with 17. This free throw would tie Bailey for a game-high 18. Pike's added 12. Heyman's got 5. 18, and it's a 15-point lead with 14-17 remaining. Inside is Stephon Payne the third. Arias another 3. This one splash.
That's
his first points of the game, Jennifer.
And that's good basketball by the Dolphins inside out. That's their motto. That's the strategy that's going to get them back into this game.
A timeout, as not only was a wet spot on the floor, having to take care of. Anderson also having to tie his shoe.
Safety first, Hector.
Always. Always, always. We resume. Bailey inbounds to Anderson. The Cardinals with a 12-point advantage. That's where this lead has lived for the better part of the second half. Anderson, the screen from Bailey. There's Heyman off the turnaround. Good set play. Heyman just a little bit short, a shot he usually knocks down. Dillon on a bit of a nice personal run. He got a game-high 25 yesterday. Well, that came off the heels of a career-high 29 in UIW's previous game before this CBI, a loss to Nichols in the Southland Conference Tournament. So Heyman 29 and 25 in his last 2 coming into this ball game. Jordan Pike has been nothing short of spectacular in Daytona. 2 more. Payne inside off the backboard for 2 easy ones.
And great catch by Payne. That could have gone out of bounds. Able to save it, compose himself, and then finish.
Again, a 12-point game. Heyman, Anderson, Pike, Bailey. Starting 5 on the floor for UIW. Bailey will let it fly. Another 3-pointer, his 4th of the ball game. He got 4 yesterday. He is 2 away from tying the lead in the NCAA for number 1 3-point makes this season. Kent Jackson the other end, no. Arias in the lane after the pump fake floater. One-hander, no. Heyman clears.
Back the other way now. Let's see if the Dolphins stay in their zone, and they do not. Again, it's hard to play zone against the Cardinals when you have Pike, Heyman, and Bailey on the floor all at one time with Anderson. And
UIW again with a chance to grab its largest lead of the ball game. It's 15 right now. They had a 15-point advantage moments ago. Bailey, pull up, back rim. Payne with the board. Arias. Here's Spence. Jakari stops his dribble. Cross court. Kent Jackson swinging to Arias. Another look from three. Arias almost had his second tray of the afternoon. Instead, it's Anderson. Open court, fouled by Arias.
You could tell the passion behind Anderson. He wants this game. And that's the beauty of playing in March. Ability to play for a championship.
Well, the winner of this ball game inches that much closer. They'll play Illinois State in the semifinals tomorrow at 7 right here. All games taking place at the Ocean Center. The Redbirds from ISU beat Presbyterian 78-70 in round 1 yesterday. Marcus Glover top of the key. Jalen Anderson left wing gets into the lane. Anderson stops, pulls it back, and UIW has its biggest lead of the ball game at 17.
Yeah, when you give Anderson shots like that, you can bet your bottom dollar he's going to make it.
I tell you, the Cardinals offensively have been impressive in this tournament thus far. You've talked about their big three. You add Jordan Pike to the mix, and they can go to any one of 4 players on any given position and consistently get an opportunity to get points. That's something we'll hit on after the break. 64-47, UIW beginning to pull away from a good Jacksonville squad. We're back with quarterfinal action right here from the 2025 Purple CBI. Not including conference tournament play, the Dolphins from Jacksonville's first trip to the postseason since 2016-17, and for the first time under their head coach, Jordan Mincy. First ever meeting here against UIW, and it's the Cardinals who have a 64-47 lead with 11 and a half minutes and counting remaining in this second half. Jumper by Bell, no. UIW now with a chance to increase that 17-point advantage.
And the Cardinals now running it out of a horn set.
There's Jalen Anderson, Dylan Heyman back to Anderson. Anderson, a transfer from Ball State, as is his teammate, number 5, Davion Bailey. Knocked away momentarily. Anderson gets it back, splits 3 defenders. Heyman's got a good look from 3, and he knocks it down. Dylan Heyman, 25 yesterday. He's got 8 so far this afternoon. More importantly, it's a 20-point lead for UIW.
It just seems like all things are rolling for the Cardinals. We see possibly a double foul on that down the block.
They are shooting 53% from the field, 41% from beyond the arc.
Well, even in that last play, I mean, you could see that Anderson was almost about to turn the ball over, evades 2 defenders, gets into the paint, finds Heyman, and able to knock it down. I mean, when you look at what level they're playing at, it just seems like they're just gelling at a different level.
Robert McRae the fifth over to Zimi Wokaji. 13 is Robert McRae. He's back on the court with 4 fouls. McRae, a young man who has found himself on several NBA draft boards. Number 13 in white. Wokaji lets it fly. Shot clock violation that did not hit the rim.
Yeah, I mean, for him to be the second most person to shoot threes on the team, and him not to be able to really get going from behind the arc, plays in to contribute of the lead right now for the Cardinals.
Number 4 is Jordan Williams. He's a freshman. Goes 6'9" from Chicago for UIW. The only non-starter on the floor for UIW, along with Davion Bailey, number 5, who's got the ball. Jordan Pike, number 7, who's come over to set the screen. Bailey around 2 Dolphins defenders. Here's Pike. He'll let it fly short. He knew it was off. Hit the backboard after it hit the front of the rim. Here's McRae. He's got to get going, as you mentioned, Jennifer, and I think he senses that. In the lane, no. Rebound, though, for Jacksonville. Kendall Munson back out. They swing. Here's McRae again. Another opportunity. Leaves from Munson. Gets it to go.
And that's what they need. Attacks to the attack baseline and getting into the paint. More of those kind of plays for the Dolphins.
Anderson with the ball. His 20 points in this game are second only to Davion Bailey's 21. Jordan Williams, top of the key. He ran into Anderson, it looked like, on the give. Arias looking to finish, fouled by Anderson. That'll be Jalen's first foul of the ball game.
And that's March basketball. No easy gimmies here in the CBI. Got to earn the buckets.
You look at this lineup for UIW, another look at the foul that's sending Chris Arias to the free throw line. For UIW, based in San Antonio, this goes to Shane Hireman's recruiting. Davion Bailey and Jalen Anderson are both transfers from Ball State, right? The portal has a lot to do with the way college rosters are constructed these days. Well, Bailey originally is from Indianapolis. Jalen Anderson is originally from Jackson, Tennessee. Heyman is from Healdsburg, California. Jordan Pike is from Greensboro, North Carolina. Both Marcus Glover and Jaden Williams are from Chicago. All of them making the way to San Antonio, which, when you talk about mid-majors, often a decent portion, if not a good portion of those rosters are somewhat locally. Here, you've got Indianapolis, Tennessee, California, North Carolina, Chicago, all making the way to San Antonio.
Well, that's also two relationships, right? A lot of times, and when you're making up your coaching staff as a head coach, you are selecting men or women that have the connections in different regions, different than yours, and so that when you now are coming together and putting a team together, you can look in the portal and, oh, this assistant coach has this connection to this, possibly team or a travel ball coach, because a lot of times it's really who you know in a relationship-based career or profession.
Ryan Van Eck, he's into the ball game, number 0 for UIW. He's from the Netherlands.
Who doesn't want to go overseas and recruit?
That's right. That's right. Anderson, top of the key. We'll continue that thought, Jennifer, on a very important point you just hit on right now as Anderson goes into the lane looking for Van Eck, who had slid over. And so a turnover coming, or turnover for UIW. And it's now to Jacksonville. And I say that in contrast to this Jacksonville ball club, who you look up and down, and they've got 4 players from the actual city of Jacksonville itself. Stephon Payne III, who ironically is a former UIW Cardinal, Chris Arias, Anakin Brown, and Kent Jackson, all from Jacksonville for this Jacksonville University squad. Spence inside, body, he'll go to the line.
Well, I think there's different strategies, and obviously there's different ways that programs can attack it. I think it has to be a balance of both. You have to be able to recruit in your own town, in your own state, but then also, too, you have to be in the transfer portal. And so I think with the combination of all those things, you're going to make up, some well, I guess realistically, Hector, at the end of the day, if you got to be able to coach. That's the real thing, being able to coach and get the guys rolling and being bought into the program and what you're trying to achieve. And on the heels of that, I would say Cardinals are playing some of their best basketball right now. And just to shout out Anderson, Jalen Anderson at that, his passion right now, every single play, he is getting into his guys positively and things that they need to work on. And he is just willing this team. He is the motor for the engine. I'm not a car person, but did that make sense? The motor and engine?
It makes a lot of sense. Spence hitting the second of his free throws means he's got 8 points. The lead is 16. It was 20 a little while ago. So Jacksonville chipping away little by little. We're under 8:30 remaining here in this ball game. Bailey, game high 21 points. Top of the key is watched by Kent Jackson. Jordan, Pike, Anderson, Bailey again, Pike. Screened by Glover. Pike goes the other way, now comes back right into the lane. Put it up at the shot clock buzzer, it rimmed out, and now back to Jacksonville. Timeout, a media timeout at that, and so we go to the benches with UIW nursing that 16-point lead. Jacksonville, do they have a run left in them? Their first game of the 2025 Purple CBI, hoping it's not their last. Oh, UIW in the midst of, as Jennifer described, playing its best stretch of basketball. You look at them coming in, they had wins against East Texas A&M, Lamar, Stephen F. Austin, and UT Rio Grande Valley, and then starting this tournament with a win against Manhattan, though Kent Jackson getting Jacksonville within 14 with the bucket, 7.5 to go.
And a tough bucket at that against outstretched hands of Anderson.
Speaking of, he's got it. Anderson does at the top of the key, just on the other side of the timeline. 67-53 our score. UIW in control for most of this game, certainly throughout the second half, but Anderson misfires. Pike with the rebound, goes baseline, no call. Ends up with it, gets a call there, and that's the way this tournament has gone for Jordan Pike.
And I think the no call on the first initial one worked out better for Pike. He was able to get his own rebound and get the and one. So you see him going up, pump fake, able to get into the body of Munson and able to finish, heading to the free throw line.
Pike now with 16. He's 7 of 10 from the field. He's so efficient. Yesterday, he was 9 of 13 from the field. Does not waste his shots. 3-point play complete, 17 for Pike, and the lead back to 17. Spence on the other end, screen, looking to give it to Munson, who just set that screen and then went down to the block. Up, knocked away. Here's Pike with it. Anderson and the Cardinals in no time, and that's in no hurry, I should say, to take any time, and that's why Jacksonville's applying some full court pressure. Kent Jackson fouling Pike intentionally, I think, as Pike went past him, saying, I wanted to prevent a 3-on-1.
And now it's 1-on-1.
Pike heading to the foul line because his Cardinals are in the bonus. Talking about that stretch that UIW has, since February 17th, they've only lost once. A March 3rd setback to Northwestern State, 20-point loss, or 16-point loss, in the Southland Conference tournament. Pike misfires on the front end of a one-on-one since then, but aside from that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins, including yesterday. Munson backing Pike down. Pike fell, didn't get the call, wanted it, but instead it's now a 15-point game.
You can see the urgency now for the Dolphins, picking up full court.
Anderson trapped. Bailey's got to get it across the timeline. He does. 1-on-3, knocked away from him, out of bounds to UIW. See who inbounds for the Cardinals. 15-point lead here with 6:17 remaining. It's going to be Bailey. Game high 21 this afternoon. He scored 18 in the victory versus Manhattan yesterday. Heyman has to throw it off the Dolphins as he was falling out of bounds.
Well, you can see Coach talking to Heyman. You know, you're catching it in the corner. That's somewhere, that's no man's land, especially on the baseline out of bounds, way too close to the sideline and the baseline. Looking to clear past the halfway mark.
Anderson, top of the key, splits the double team into the lane, and then a nice way to finish.
With the contact over Rivers. Everything is rolling for the Cardinals.
Jacksonville wants a timeout. It's a 30-second timeout. We can keep it right here. And Jennifer, just want to get your thoughts on this UIW team just in general. What you've seen from the Cardinals in terms of this is now, we saw them for all 40 minutes yesterday. We've had them for now 35-plus minutes this afternoon.
I think that the Cardinals have just really started to pick up their momentum. It looks like it's going to be a little bit longer than a 30-second timeout. They're picking up their momentum here, especially in Daytona, and I think that's the beauty of the CBI, is that it gives teams an extra opportunity, one, to fight for a championship, which always is a great thing, but two, really look into, hey, this is what could be for next season. This is another recruiting tool that they're using for also players. So there's so many positives when you're playing deep into March.
And this has been extended to a timeout that goes beyond just the short 30-second timeout. So with that, we're going to step away for the remainder of this timeout. When we come back, though, action continues from Daytona Beach, the 2025 Purple CBI, UIW knocking on the door of the tournament semifinals.
I'm Aches.
And I'm Pains.
And we keep you up at night because we're
Aches and Pains.
You think you're sore in the morning because of your age?
You don't hurt because you're old. You hurt because your mattress stinks, which makes our job a lot easier. Oh, that's gonna hurt in the morning.
Purple is proven to help you rise refreshed, which is awful.
For us, it's very good news for you.
Do not go to purple.com.
Do not visit a Purple store.
Jordan Pike and the UIW Cardinals, 5:59 away from advancing to the Purple CBI semifinals, where Illinois State awaits. Jacksonville has something to say about that, though, where you figure they at least would. They're down by 17 here in a quarterfinal matchup as Arias fires in. There we go. That's what they need. They're within 12. Full court pressure. Pike immediately up the court behind his back, surrounded by 4 Dolphins.
Bailey makes a smart play, passing it back out. No need to rush and jack up a three-pointer.
Heyman. He'll go. Watched by McCray. And that would be it for Jordan McCray if that is on him. And all indications are that it is. Robert McCray, I mean. That's his 5th. Jacksonville just lost its leading scorer and best player.
And that's the risk that you have, especially getting him out here this early, but you're also down, so what else what's your other option?
As he exits, worth mentioning again, especially if you were not with us at the beginning, that Robert McCray is a young man who's found himself on several NBA draft boards. So maybe the last you haven't seen of him in a basketball uniform, but certainly the last time you've seen him in a Jacksonville basketball uniform this season, and assuming he does declare for the NBA draft, you've seen him in a Jacksonville uniform, period. Heyman knocks down the first free throw. $16-point lead. UIW. Spence attacking the corner. Jackson swings. There's Arias. Inside they go to Payne. Payne working on Glover. Inside Arias. At the rim and one. So a second straight chance for Arias to come away with 3 points on a possession.
And that was great full extension by Arias there, attacking the basket over Glover. And that is a fouling out of Glover now, who is a great role player for the Cardinals.
Marcus Glover leaves the game. He scored 2 points. More importantly, though, 4 rebounds in his 31 minutes of action. Only took the 1 shot. For the season, averages 4.6 rebounds per game and right around 2 points per game. So scoring is not why he's on the court. He is the do the little things type guy. It's a 13-point game. Anderson in trouble. Gets it away to Pike. Across the timeline, Bailey. Usually trigger happy. Davian aware of the time and score. 4:44 and counting here remaining in the second half. His Cardinals on top by 13. Pike, Heyman, corner, front rim. Munson clears. Here's Spence. Spence into the lane, a lot of contact. Arias, no. Heyman, that would have been big for Jacksonville. Arias, the last 6 for the Dolphins. Would have cut it to a 10-point game. Instead, it's Heyman the other way. Bailey will slow things down. Double team comes, so Bailey goes. Baseline. Heyman, other corner. He won't miss a second straight time.
Great job by Heyman finding his spots. Corner pocket three-pointer.
Heyman with 13. More importantly, it's a 16-point advantage.
And you can start feeling that this game is becoming out of reach for the Dolphins.
Jackson, nice lead for Payne. Behind his back. Timeout on the floor. 3:37 remains. UIW up by 16. Time, the biggest issue, along with that lead now for Jacksonville. 2025 Purple CBI. Back right after this. The UIW Cardinals have hit 5 of the 9 3-pointers they've taken in this second half. For the ball game, they've hit 8 of their 20, shooting 56% in this second half, 40% for the afternoon. And it's the biggest reason, Jennifer, they are up 77-61 with just 3:37 remaining on Jacksonville.
And led by Bailey, who doesn't matter. Wide open, hand in the face, Heyman getting in the mix as well. But that's a big reason they've really been able to find their groove behind the arc, and it's just been so great to see Cardinals finding themselves here late in March and able to really continue their season here at the CBI, brought to you by Purple.
Individually, Davion Bailey, who leads, well, not anymore. Anderson's got 22, but Bailey's got 21. He's at 4 of 10 from beyond the arc. Dylan Heyman's got 3 of 5. Jordan Park is 1 of 2. Speaking of Pike, he's got the ball now off the turnover, which you can ill afford if you're Jacksonville. Down 16 with 3.5. Pike. Well, he had a good idea, but Jordan Williams unable to hang on. Jaden Williams unable to hang on.
And to know Williams has 4 fouls, so that would be their second post player getting fouled out. If he does.
Marcus Glover already gone. The UIW starting big man fouling out with 2 points. Other end, Spence. On the block, a second straight turnover for Jacksonville.
The ball has found its way over here more times than our 4 games yesterday. And it's only game 1.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of action here on this side of the court. That one batted away, but Pike able to recover. Jordan to Jalen Anderson. In trouble, so Pike comes over. Heyman has it, leaves, and there is Jaden Williams with the flush.
Nice job by Williams, able to hold on to it this possession, able to throw it down.
18-point lead. We're under 3 minutes. A third straight turnover from Jacksonville. Pressing too much here as they sense that this one is, if not slipping away, has already slipped away, to be frank. 18 points the difference as we near 2.5 minutes to go. Bailey goes on Arias, leaves. Williams, a second straight gimme, down on the block.
And if you're Williams, you just have to be ready to catch the ball and finish. At this point, between 3 guards, Heyman, Bailey, and Anderson getting into the paint, post players, just be ready for your moment.
With the lead all the way back up to 20, that's matching the biggest lead for UIW. Head coach Jordan Mincy taking the timeout. Let's take it with him. We'll be back for what we assume will be the final 2 minutes and 20 seconds of this ball game, the first of 3 quarterfinal matchups in the 2025 Purple CBI on Flow Sports. An 81-61 lead for UIW. Here's Jakari Spence, number 8. Number 9 is Kendall Munson. Number 1 is Chris Arias. Played a lot off the bench for Jacksonville this afternoon. Played well, 9 points, including 6 straight that got him back in the ball game, if only in terms of momentum and a chance to forge a path to get back into this thing. But UIW has since closed the door. 2:04 on that inbound pass. Spence watched by Jalen Anderson. Surveying Munson. He'll put it up. Fouled by Jaden Williams, and that's it for Jaden.
And we'll see who coach goes to, and looks like they're going with Van Eck.
Yeah, it's Ryan Van Eck who's going to come in. Van Eck, all of 6'6", and so
they're going small here.
UIW going very small, absolutely. As it stands, Jordan Pike at 6'7" is their tallest player on the court. Free throw for Munson, no. Putback slam is good.
And Heyman's looking around like nobody boxed out the shooter.
Yeah.
That's number 1 on a free throw line.
Van Ecke inbounds, Pike in the open court, Jordan, and one opportunity for Jordan Van Pike.
And an ill-advised foul for Spence. If you're going to foul, you make sure he does not get the shot off as well.
Pike with a chance to get his 20th point. Would be a second straight 20-point outing for Jordan, who got 23 yesterday in the victory versus Manhattan. There's point number 20, the lead back to 19. A minute and a half, UIW that far away, although an and one chance at least coming for Jakari Spence. And Spence a little bit of a hobble there as he makes his way through the free throw line. Jakari's in the double figures now with 10. Kendall Munson pacing Jacksonville with 19. Three-point play good. Back to a 14-point contest.
More full court pressure by the Dolphins.
This about as close as UIW has been, as Jacksonville has been since about the halfway mark of the second half. Anderson waiting, Bailey in the lane, whistle. He's got 2 free throws coming.
And you can tell the closeness of a team by how fast their teammates sprint to go pick you up. And Bailey on the ground, all 4 guys rushing over.
Bailey's got 21. This free throw would equal Jalen Anderson's 22 for game high. It's a UIW squad that, in terms of regular season standings, finished in the middle of the pack in the Southland Conference. McNeese, who got a big win in March Madness, won the conference. Lamar second, Nichols third, Northwestern State fourth, A&M Corpus Christi Southeastern, and then UIW in terms of regular season standings. Kent Jackson with the miss, Spence with the putback. He's going to the free throw line.
A little bit too much fouling for the Cardinals, especially they would want to clean that up moving on to the next round. That's just a missed box out.
Cardinals 9-11 in Southland Conference competition during the regular season. In the conference tournament, got a win. It was their first win in the Southland Conference postseason tournament. Haven't been part of the league for long. UIW, a D2 program, not all that long ago. Spence knocking down second free throw, 85-69. It's a 16-point game. There's Pike crossing the timeline, a little bit of a stutter step, and he forces Stephon Payne III into a foul. The Cardinals already with 3 players, including Pike, in the 20s in terms of individual scoring this afternoon. And with that free throw, Jennifer, I was going to say with that free throw, if Pike hits the next one, he, Jalen Anderson, and Davion Bailey would all have 22.
And so another way to look at it, the Cardinals went from their first Southland Conference tournament win in program history to now going deep in getting 2 wins in the CBI.
The 92 that they scored against Manhattan, as Spence gets another bucket, is the most they've scored against the Division I opponents this season. They've got 86 right now. You figure with several more trips to the free throw line coming. Timeout. It's a short one. Gives us a chance to tell you about our player of the game. No surprise he's coming from UIW as the Cardinals are on their way to advancing to the Purple CBI semifinals. And really no surprise that, again, it's Jalen Anderson who really stuck out. He's the leading assist guy on the season for the Cardinals, the leading guy in steals. He's one of their leaders in points. This afternoon, his 22, tied with Davian Bailey for game high. His 5 rebounds, just shy of Pike's 6 for team lead. And he leads the way again with 5 assists.
And he does it all mostly under the three-point line. His damage is done with the jump shot, taking it to the basket.
Here he is with the ball across the timeline. UIW had a chance to get a layup moments ago, but wanted to take more time off the clock. They're up 15, so the score right now isn't as much the issue so much as getting seconds off that clock. Here's Davian Bailey. Bailey's 22 have come on 5 of 13 shooting. He's 4 of 10 from beyond the arc, and that his 12th free throw. So he has been aggressive. Not only a guy who lives beyond the three-point line, but he'll take it to the cup. Now, there were a couple of times in the first half when he was fouled on three-point attempts. So those 6 free throws coming as he was attempting three-pointers, but otherwise 13 free throw attempts, including that one for the game.
Well, he's definitely a 3-level scorer. He's someone that can light it up.
Inside, Munson misses one that he wishes he could have back, and he knows it. Ball to UIW.
And Jacksonville now deciding not to foul. Shot clock and the game clock almost the same.
Final 26 seconds and counting. Jacksonville in retreat. No more full court press. They've come across. Only a 1-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock, and so Jalen Anderson content to just dribble this one away. The UIW Cardinals, a 92-85 winner over Manhattan yesterday, on the verge of completing an 87-71 victory against Jacksonville. As the shot clock expires, there's 0.4 left on the game clock. So Jacksonville is going to have to inbound before this one is officially in the books. And there we go. 87-71 from the Ocean Center at Daytona Beach. UIW advances to face Illinois State in the semifinals of the Purple CBI. Jennifer George, final thoughts.
Final thoughts, Cardinals continued. We didn't see any fatigue coming their way from the 2 players between Bailey and Anderson playing the full game yesterday and now today. You know, they're going to be a tough one to beat now going into the semis.
And you're wondering if, related to that, Jacksonville not having played since their conference tournament, maybe the rust affected them a little bit. Not a long way to travel, so it's not like that may have been an issue, but haven't played in a while. On the other end, UIW able to get right back at it, even with that heavy minutes usage of their main guys, able to get right back at it and win another ball game today. Join us in about 25 minutes or so for game number 2 from right here of the day on the quarterfinals of the Purple College Basketball Invitational. Army and Florida Gulf Coast coming your way. We're back with that one right here on Flow Sports.